Today we're going to take a look at the Museo Anahuacalli, probably one of the most beautiful and fascinating museums in Mexico City. Anahuacalli was conceived and built by Diego Rivera, who's probably best known internationally for his large-scale murals, but was also one of the most important Mexican painters of the 20th century. Rivera began construction on this building in 1953, but actually died before it was ever completed. It was finished by his daughter, Ruth Rivera, and the architect Juan O'Gorman, and finally opened to the public in 1964. The building itself is designed to look like a pre-Columbian temple, and it's built from a volcanic rock called tezontle, which is the distinctive dark reddish black stone you're seeing right now. It sits in the Pedregal area in the south of Mexico City, which is basically a massive ancient lava field. So the building really does feel like it belongs to the landscape. So when you walk inside the museum, the first thing that hits you is how dark and cool it is compared to outside, where it's open and sunny. There's not a lot of trees right in front of the building. The interior has almost cave-like quality. The walls are thick volcanic stone. The light comes through narrow openings, and there's a real sense of weight and permanence to the whole space. Rivera designed it in this way intentionally. He wanted the building to feel like a bridge between the ancient world and the modern one, and I think he pulled it off. What you're seeing right now is just the ground floor, which gives you a sense of the scale of the place and how the architecture frames the collection inside. So the main reason Diego Rivera built Anahuacalli was actually to house his personal collection of pre-Columbian art and artifacts, which was enormous. He spent decades collecting and ended up with somewhere around 50,000 pieces. What you're looking at now are some of those pieces, and the collection covers a really wide range of Mesoamerican cultures: Aztec, Maya, Toltec, among others. A lot of it is pottery and ceramic figurines. And what's interesting is how Rivera arranged the collection himself. He didn't organize it in a strictly academic or chronological way. He was an artist, and he was thinking about the objects visually and formally. And you can see pieces from very different periods and cultures displayed together because they share a certain visual quality or presence. And aside from the collection itself, the building is really worth paying attention to on its own terms. Rivera and O'Gorman incorporated a lot of pre-Columbian architectural motifs into the design. Things like the corbelled ceilings, the narrow passageways, the way certain rooms open up to unexpected larger spaces. It has a slightly labyrinthian quality to it, which I think is intentional. So now we're gonna head up to the roof, and this is honestly one of the best parts of the museum. From up here, you get a really clear view of the surrounding area, and you can appreciate the overall form of the building from different vantage points. On a clear day, you can see two volcanoes out in the distance. And given that the building is made of volcanic rock and sits on a lava field, there's something kind of special, kind of trippy about it. And then in certain parts of the floor, you can see these mosaic designs that Diego Rivera designed. And then as you exit the building through the same door that you came in from, you'll see the courtyard and everything that you walked through, and you can go and kind of explore the premise. There's a few additional structures on the property that are really beautiful, incorporating the landscape with native plants and a lot more of the same dark volcanic stone. And out here, it has a quieter, more meditative quality than the interior of the museum. And a lot of times there's no one out here, very few people. Overall, this museum is one of the places that's a little difficult to categorize. It's part museum, part architectural monument. And I think that's what makes it worth visiting. If you're in Mexico City and you haven't been, I'd strongly recommend it. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe and check out some of my other museum and gallery walks on the channel.